Boom.
What's up, dude?
What's up? So you almost got kidnapped. Let's run down that.
I don't think. Well, I don't know if I almost got kidnapped, but I think I maybe avoided a robbery, is what
Yeah.
I think. So this is what happened. I was leaving the store and I needed to go to the bank, and there's an ATM at the bank that's at the other end of the shopping center.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm approaching, I see like we're from far away. When I decide, okay, I've got time. There's a car already sitting at the ATM. By the time I get over there, it's the same car and they're still sitting there. And when I pull up behind, and I've always done this as a rule, I think it's more about, I've never thought of it for safety for myself, but
Mm-hmm.
just kind of safety for them so they're not worried about me. But if there's a car at the ATM, I don't pull up on them. I always leave like a gap in between us, like a whole car gap. So I just feels like it's respectful. So that's what I did. And there's a car just sitting there and it's just us. The bank was closed and there's not really anybody else there. And as I'm sitting there waiting for this guy, he's not doing anything. And all I can see is he keeps looking at me in the side view mirror and he's not interacting with the machine. Well, then I'm starting to get irritated, and I think he could see that. And then his hand starts going back and forth to the machine, but it's like he's not really actually, he's not getting anywhere. And I would say 3-4 minutes goes by of this. And next thing I know, a big truck comes up behind me and it's a big, huge, big tires. Big truck, blacked out, windows are blacked out, and got up right up on me. Now, again, if there's nobody else in the parking lot but me and the car in front of me that's at the ATM. And so I thought that was kind of odd, but whatever. And so I'm still looking at dude like, all right, come on now. There's another car. And he just keeps looking at me in the side view mirror. And I thought that was odd. And the next thing I know, I have this yucky feeling in my stomach. If I'm being honest, everything about it felt wrong, but nothing had happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying not to be paranoid. And next thing I know, the guy that's looking at me in the side view mirror that's sitting at the ATM answers the phone. So then he's on his phone and he's looking at me, and then he's looking at the car behind me in this side view mirror. And I just right then I got sick to my stomach and I put it in drive and I fucking hightailed it out of there. Thank God I wasn't up on his ass because I had enough room. I just pulled right on out.
Mm-hmm.
I leave and I circle through and I go around. And the way the shopping center is, I have to kind of go backtrack before I can get on the road, and then I pass the bank again. So that took me about 90 seconds. And in that 90 seconds, where I pulled out, I get back on the road, and then I'm passing the bank. I look over, both vehicles were gone.
So if we were going to Gavin to Becker that, we would call the yucky feeling, fear, right? It's fear. And fear isn't an emotion that should overwhelm. Fear is an emotion that's telling you something's going on. You need to pay attention right now.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. Yeah, my gut was speaking and I was listening.
Yeah. The pre-incident
Yeah.
indicator is someone's just sitting there and nothing's happening. Another car pulls up. Like if we broke it down like you just did, right? Like the more time you think about it, the more things you pick out. Pre-incident indicators. Why is the car just sitting there? The guy's not doing anything. Why are you looking at me and not what you're doing? And the other thing is another truck getting that close behind you. What was it, daytime or nighttime?
It was evening. So
Okay,
it's still
so
outside. I mean, summertime,
yeah.
it was probably like around 5 or so.
Okay, so it's still daytime.
Which
still
really
daytime.
seems early to me. I mean, that's not something that I've shopped in the same center for 20 something years now. I wasn't expecting anything to be, sideways, but my gut was like, whoa, go.
Did the guy look Hispanic?
What's that got to do with anything?
Because cartels ambush people this way.
Oh, I mean, yes, he did. And he was
tatted
up. He was tatted up.
Cartel.
The windows in his car. He had a low rider 4-door car, and only window that was open, of course, was his. That was dealing with the ATM. He had his arm up. He was tatted up. He had dark hair, very, very dark.
Yeah,
very dark.
Yeah. So cartels set ambushes. That's what it's an MO. It's what they do. The only thing I'm kind of not taken aback by is they didn't have a woman driver, because they'll get women to do that. Have a guy sitting in the passenger seat, have a woman there. They'll block you in. Dude runs out to passenger. Another dude will exhale, and then they got you.
I never saw any female, but the guy at the ATM in front of me, he could have had somebody else in the car, and I didn't see.
Well, I mean, if you have if it's a 4-door truck that comes up behind you, they're going to come up in your blind spot. And where we live, this would be a pretty new tactic, but around the border and places like that, it is not a new tactic. They're ambush predators. Cartel guys are ambush predators. It's people like, well, that's racist, or fuck off. Statistics are statistics, and they're important to know. Ignore them at your own peril. You know what I mean?
It had me shook. It
Yeah.
really did. And honestly, I
Good.
think in the moment I was like, okay, this is not right. And I left. I go on. When I passed them by and it had been less than 2 minutes and both cars were gone,
Yeah.
that's when I was like, okay, I did the right thing. I did the
Yes.
right thing. Holy shit. What if I hadn't have left? What would have, like, it really got me. Ooh, I called my husband. I was like, hey.
That's the whole, are you did I ever have I ever given you the spiel? I probably have, and you just ignored me, about crime scene A and crime scene B?
I don't know, maybe.
Okay, so if you get mugged, you get robbed, your car gets jacked, which this kinda sounds like they were gonna steal your car. Um, that's why they would do it this way. You would There's other ways to get money. You know what I mean? So, like, if you think about it at the ATM, why would you do that? You either want their car, because if they're at the ATM, they're getting cash. There's cash limits. You're committing a major felony with cameras all around for a cap of $800 or
Oh,
$1,200, whatever
fuck.
you
I
can get
think
at.
truest is like 400. I
Okay, yeah.
think. Yeah.
So 400? No, they don't want $400. They're not doing this for $400. What are they doing this for? Your car or you. So there's crime scene A, crime scene B. Crime scene A, you robbed me. All right, here's my wallet, here's my shit. I'll cancel my credit cards. I don't give a fuck. Take the wallet, take the ring, take the watch. I don't care. It's not worth my life, right? I'm outgunned. You have the high ground.
Yeah.
Um, I can't fight out of this. And then there's crime scene B where they say, get in the car. No, I die here.
Yeah.
I die here today. Right
Yeah.
here. Yeah, or I run. We'll see how it goes. Or I start smashing my car back and forth. You know what I mean? Those are your options.
Yeah.
And what you did was great. And I see it all the time, and it drives me crazy because, as you know, I'm a paranoid person. Like when people in traffic get right up on someone's ass at the red
Oh,
light,
yeah. How
what are
do
you
you get
doing?
out?
How do you
get
get
out?
out? You
Yeah.
need to see the tires of the person in front of you. You need to see those back
Yeah.
tires, because that means you have enough clearance, or you need a truck like mine.
That you could push them out the
I can
way.
push everybody out of the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Those are your options. So yeah, man, no, that you did 1,000% the right thing. 1,000% the right thing.
Well, I got lucky because it was preemptive, you know. If I hadn't have stayed back, I would have been sitting there shitting bricks. If I
Yeah.
was stuck in between that truck on my ass and I had pulled right up on that car in front of me, I would have been
Yeah, now 3 dudes
shitting
pop out
bricks.
with pistols,
I
right?
would have been shitting bricks, yeah.
Yeah. And there's
And the crazy
nothing.
thing is it's still daylight and there's fucking Walmart right there, you know, like it's
So
one of the busiest streets in the city I live in. Like
yeah.
it just
Yes, it
but we
is.
were right next to the interstate too though. And you know, I always think of that too. I think anywhere right near the interstate is
I
a little more dangerous.
The fact that you point that out makes me think they're definitely going for your car.
Mm. Yeah, I-24, they
Yeah,
can jump and go.
they're
Yeah.
gonna throw you out of it, you know what I mean? Maybe fucking knock you out cold, whatever. Or maybe not touch you at all. Get that fuck out of the car, lady. Take it, all 3 now, peel off, going down the road. They're gonna go chop that shit and sell it. And
And
it'll
you
take
think I
you a
wasn't in my
while.
car, I was in my SUV.
They would want your SUV far more than they would want your sports car.
That's kinda what I'm thinking too,
Yeah.
yeah. Dang.
Big SUVs, heavy duty trucks are cartel targets.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they take them across the border. Up armor them because
Ah!
they have the suspension to handle the extra weight of the armor. They have the engines that can drive it. It's what they want. It allows them to ferry things and people. And your big ass SUV would be a perfect fucking mark. You ever seen the fucking keyhole on my truck where someone tried to grab it?
No,
They just couldn't get in. They didn't know what they were doing. Otherwise, they would have definitely got my truck.
That's so it makes my stomach sick.
No, it should make you. It should. This is so, like, those were pre-incident indicators, warning signs that you were able to recognize. And now that we're rehashing it right now and going through it, it will reward that part of your brain and your system that you made the right fucking call. It is better to be rude than dead.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, yeah, I mean, because I
Yeah.
mean, I did nothing but pull off. I mean, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I didn't do anything,
Yeah.
but
Fuck
get
them.
myself out of that situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
It reminds me, and I'm sure I've told you, when my wife and I, when she was pregnant with our first son, we were at a conference in the north. I'll leave it there. And the things we were going to, I couldn't have a gun, right?
Yeah.
So I had my little karambit, sneaky knife, and I was like, all right, that's enough. We'll be fine. And my wife, being the nerd she is, they were redoing these buildings, and they had the facades all held up and support columns. And she's like, let's go see how that's held up. And I was like, oh my God. all right, let's walk down this dead end aisle. You know, it's 10 o'clock at night. I was like, this is everything in me is like, this is stupid. We need to go back to the hotel. But there wasn't a lot of people around. And this is the same time you had a lot of the George Floyd. No, not George Floyd. What was the gentleman in St. Louis? The guy who got shot then? Brown. I think his name was Brown. You remember the hands up, don't shoot that was going on? It was kind of the kickoff of
yeah,
BLM.
but they really wore that shit out there for a while, so I
They
kind
really
of
wore it out. Yeah, but it was right there in the cusp. There was a lot of rage, and we were very close in proximity.
yeah.
And you know, shit was going off. People were mad. Whether they're right to be mad or wrong to be mad, that's not for me to judge. I don't give a shit. I care about me and mine.
Yeah.
And so we're like hanging out, and we're 100 yards down a street, so she can see the back. And she's like looking through the chain link fence or trying to look over it. And understand, we just came from a formal engagement. She's in a dress. I have a suit jacket on, like I'm in a suit, you know. And it's not the best place to be. But I kind of figured we were okay. Anyway, 3 young gentlemen turned to walk down the alley. And I don't know what their intentions were down there. I don't think that they knew we were down there. But when they saw us, they beeline for us.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm looking around, and there's like a dumpster in a car. And I tell her, all right, take your shoes off, get between the dumpster and the car. And she's like, why? Because if these guys want a problem, I'm going to give them a problem, and I can probably hold them between these two. You need to run. She's pregnant.
Yeah.
And sure enough, they start coming towards me. She gets on the other side, and she's, you know, on the other side of the car, just kind of watching and going. At that point, I just kind of pull my knife out, and I have it in my hand, and it's a grommet, so it's just going to punch. And I got my left hand up here, and I'm just thinking like, okay, this is how it goes. I figure if this guy's in front, you die first. Like, these other guys are going to fuck me up, and there's nothing I can do about that, but I can get this guy. You know, that's it. That's 3-on-1, 2-on-1 is a no winner. You know what I mean? It's just, that's life.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I can get between this car, she can get to the road, yell for help. Well, you know, I might make it out of this. And I don't know what it was, but that young gentleman stopped. Like, they were in the road walking towards us, and then he just stopped because it was blocked on the end for construction. Like, they blocked all exit. Like, this was just this was somebody's car that they had obviously just left here for work or whatever, and a dumpster filled with shit. Like, one of the long ones, not one of the ones, you know what I mean? Like a construction site dumpster. And they like come over, and they're like, so you have the little alley, and it didn't have it split, but it was obvious they used it at 2 lanes at some point. And so they just kind of come on the other side, and they stop because the guy in front stops. And I'm just staring at him. He's like, what's up? I say shit. I'm just like, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? You know what I mean? How am I going to bring this guy in here and keep these other guys off me? That's the only thing in my mind.
Yeah.
And he just starts to turn and walks back towards the sidewalk. And they just keep walking down the alley, and the other guys are like talking a lot of shit at him. And he just tells me, I could hear him go, shut the fuck up, you know? And they go down there, and they're just talking. And I immediately go over to my, like, move fucking fast. And we did. And that was it. You know, Lord shined on us. You know, his hand was there that day, because that shit was, there's like,
could have gone way different.
Whatever they were going down there to do, right, is what they were going to do. They didn't expect to see us. And when they did see us, they obviously saw an opportunity to fuck with some people at the very least.
Oh yeah. But then they really saw you and were like, well.
Oh yeah, I had a good 5 inches. I had a good 5 inches on that. Like, this, like, I can't get all 3 yet, but I can fuck you up. You know. Yeah. So it's good to listen to your instincts, man. I'm fucking happy you did that. That's awesome, Amy. Like, cartels will set ambushes like that. They'll use women drivers. They'll set ambushes on lonely highways. You see it in Mexico all the time. They started doing it in border states. There's a reason they're pushing back like they are. Yeah, I mean, there's organized gangs, and it's not being a racial thing, but that is, you know, cartel activity.
I mean, I'm in Middle Tennessee, you know, like, that's just not
thick and through it, man. Thick and through it. They got their fucking hooks into every major city. They are organized. They know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
They run side gigs because what's their thing? So if they start stealing a shitload of trucks, and when they still do it, and along the border, that runs out quick. Where it is much easier to steal them a little bit further north, which is really only like a 1-night drive. So if you think of how much your SUV is actually worth, right? Like, fucking all SUVs are expensive.
Yeah.
So 1 night of work for a crew of 6 or 7 dudes. Right. Or maybe 2 nights. Maybe they stop somewhere else in Tennessee and do it again. and the one guy's in the car. What's his job? He's going to drive it to a port, put it on a container, or he'll just drive it across the border, change out plates along the line a couple times.
Dude, I tell you what, my golf clubs are in there, and I'd have been fucking pissed.
That'd have been the one thing they chucked on the fucking side of the road too. All right, clean this motherfucker out. Look for AirTag.
Dog, like.
Yeah. And the thing is, people are like, well, mine has GPS. You can buy a fucking GPS jammer that plugs into the fucking power port on your car.
Can you really?
Oh, yeah. Get them from China.
Oh.
You can get cell phone killers, too. It would have been interesting to know if your cell phone had signal. That's a good sign you're about to get fucked up by the cartel, is they buy from China and Taiwan and all these places overseas, India, and they have multiple antennas on it, and they get up someone's car and they click it, and it fucking wipes it out.
I didn't notice anything like that, but
yeah.
I went on my phone. I was paying attention to that guy in front of me because he kept looking at me in the side view mirror, and I'm like, why are you not looking at the ATM and getting your fucking money out? Like, let's go.
Yeah, that's the smartest thing. The other smartest thing is, always have your doors locked. Be willing to ram the fuck out of someone's car and have a gun. Have a gun.
Yeah, I don't carry. I don't carry.
I know you don't. You should.
I have a gun, but I don't carry because I don't know. It's not my thing. Makes me uncomfortable.
It does until you just need to get comfortable with it. And I mean, it's not a pushy thing. If you don't feel comfortable carrying, you shouldn't carry. That's what it is. I carry everywhere. My wife carries everywhere. I keep the extras in my car. You know what I mean? Like I have loaders. They're like fucking. Is it faster to reload or grab the second gun? Grab the fucking second gun.
I think it's something I've also noticed too. Like if you're going to decide to carry or not, it kind of when you're in a marriage, it's sort of a team thing.
Yes.
Your husband and wife, you got to be a team about it. Like you both have to be aware. You both have to know. You both have to be okay with it.
Yes.
And I think I'm in a household where if I was with a partner who liked guns and supported guns and had a gun, I would probably wear my gun,
Yeah.
But where we're at now is I have a gun. He's not mad about it, but he's not happy about it,
Yeah, fair enough.
It's kind of that, okay, baby, you do your thing. But like if I started to wear it, it would always be uncomfortable around my husband in our house. And that's, to me, it's not, now if I don't know, the world gets a little bit crazy or he gets shaken up and he decides he wants a gun, then I got it. Then I got my partner, then we'll be strapped, then we'll be ready to go. But that's just not who we are as a team.
At this phase.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, that's not a problem. It's not a problem. I mean, everybody gets their own way.
Yeah.
Things I've been involved in the past, a firearm, so this is a fun fact. I don't even know if you know this. I genuinely don't like guns. Not a fan.
Yeah, no, that doesn't fit. I mean, you have more guns than anybody I know.
No, that but the thing is,
and I don't even really know. We don't talk about it that much.
Yeah,
anymore,
but the thing is I don't like them because it is an inherent tool of death.
Yeah,
and it's what it is. It has a purpose. That's the only purpose. But
I think that's where my husband comes from. Yeah, he sees them as unnecessary. I see it as defense. But I'm a woman. He's a man. We've lived in two different. Our experience in the world has been completely different.
Yeah.
Day in and day out.
Yeah, and I can address that here. But I got to remember that point. But that the reason I have them is because other people have them, and there's not shit you can do about it. It doesn't matter if you're bigger, stronger, faster.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you've trained for fucking ever and say, I'm going to eat this guy's lunch.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a Glock. Oh, well then. Should I bend over now or later or what?
Yeah, no, I mean, to be honest, like, we have them in the house, but I always, in the back of my mind, it's like, fuck yeah, I'm going to keep them in the house because what if, like, I've watched too many fucking scary movies in my life. I live in that world of the end is going to come while I'm alive, and I'm going to be prepared. Well, I'm not really prepared, but nobody's coming to my house and going to have something I don't have to protect myself with. That's kind of what you're saying.
It's the ultimate equalizer.
Yeah.
Everybody's on the same footing.
Yeah.
Everybody's on the same footing. It doesn't matter how big, how strong, how bad, big or small the caliber.
Yeah.
It's like as small as my wife is. When she has her gun, she's as bad as any fucking three. She's fucking mighty.
Yep.
Right. She's got 15
Mighty
friends.
Mouse,
Mighty Mouse. She's got 15 friends that can run faster than any human on the planet. You know what I mean? Like that's all it is. Everybody's fair now.
Yeah.
and that's why I'm a proponent. It's why I'm going to have them. If these guys are going to have them and these are the tactics they use, this is what I'm going to have, and that's the tactics I'm going to adapt to.
Yeah.
As far as what you said, the difference between men and women, there's a book I read years ago by a guy named Gavin DeBecker. I don't agree with Gavin DeBecker about everything, but when it comes to certain aspects, I think the man is brilliant. He's an unsung brilliance when it comes to personal protection. He's contracted by the CIA, FBI, other countries to teach their people how to like read people, micro expressions, analyze crimes, like get like profilers, like FBI profilers will have him come in and teach them how to get in someone's head.
Get down.
You know, so kitty cat.
My cat just jumped up on top. Get down.
That's real life. So he's that guy, and he wrote a book called and I just blanked. Gift of Fear. The Gift of Fear. Very short book. Everybody should read it. Everybody should read it. It will be required reading as my girls get older and my boys get older, because there's things in there that we as men, especially large men, are like, I ain't got to worry about that. And that's why those guys get dead. You know what I mean? That's why that's why I'm going to get dead.
What's the concept? Gift of Fear? Is it just like an awareness? Is that the gift?
It's so yeah, it shows that fear is actually a gift. It's a developed gift. And he starts going through like essay assaults, like all like everything. And he breaks down with these victims, and he's like, as you talk to the victim, they knew something bad was coming. They knew it. They didn't want to admit it, or they didn't want to be rude, or they wanted to shake it off, because I'm in a modern age. Why am I being fearful? Because wolves walk the street. Yeah. And our modern society allows them to hide better than they've ever hidden before.
Yeah.
And we need to be aware of that. And one of the things he talks about in the book, it's one of the few books I can say like I read and it changed my perspective on everything. And it came down to this. When a man goes on a first date with a girl, his first thought is, man, I hope I don't make a fool of myself. When a woman goes on a first date, she's like,
that is not it.
When a woman goes on a first date, I hope I don't get hurt. I hope he doesn't hurt me.
Absolutely.
I hope I'm safe.
Yeah, absolutely.
So think of that whether the guy's thinking, I'm going to get laid, or, oh man, I hope I'm not an idiot and I get some pussy, or whatever. The woman's fear is like, I hope I come back from this. I hope this guy is who I think he is, because there's nothing I can do. You know what I mean? And with all the training in the world, the baddest MMA female fighters, any guy with 6 months of classes, it's just, you can't overcome it.
No, I get it. I mean, I'm as a woman, it's every door I've ever walked through, every car I've ever got in, you know, it's every drink I've ever drank. It's a choice. It's a scary, what happens next? Am I good? And I always go with my gut too. And I've relied on that, and it's been good to me, but it's a scary world out there.
It's fucking terrifying, man. The Gift of Fear by Gavin DeBecker is something everyone should. It's an extremely short book. They got it on audio too. It's worth listening to. He breaks down what your mind is doing, what your adrenaline system is doing, how things are working, the perception from the predator and the prey, that no is a complete sentence and it requires no more justification. And if someone wants you to give it more, tell them to fuck off and move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the end of it. Be rude.
Yeah.
It's fine. They'll get over it. Everybody will get over it.
Yeah.
But for men, we don't think, we just assume women think the same thing. They, I hope she doesn't think, she thinks she's going to make a fool of herself. No, she's hoping she comes back alive. She doesn't know you yet, man.
Yeah. She's thinking, I hope he doesn't have a temper,
Yeah. Or whatever. Yeah. It's, and for men, and that isn't. And when I internalized that, it was the craziest thing ever. And I immediately asked my wife, I was like, what'd you think? She's like, well, yeah. She's like, when I drove out and we went on that first date, she's like, you're a big guy. I don't really know you. Like, I don't know how this is going to go. Like, if you wanted anything, I can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's never been my concern. It's never been my concern. And the more I got involved with things later, the more that changed. But it's an excellent book. I think it's that book early on years ago when she read it was one of the main reasons that I got hurt, because how anti-firearm she was.
Yeah.
And now she carries everywhere. She's got it in her vehicle, she's got it in her purse, she's got it on her, like it's this is how this rolls, because the wolves are out there. They're out there, as you
Yeah, as I just
found
experienced
out.
last night. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cartel tactic. They have several of them. There's plenty of good things on. I mean, YouTube's not so great. Rumble's pretty good about like telling it out. There's a guy called Ed Calderon. He has Ed's Manifesto. That's on Instagram. You can check that, and he gives you everything that's going on with the cartels, and he'll give you a link to people that are. And it's something that we as Americans have been ignoring, and we can't ignore anymore. Like it's dude. I think it was the CEO of Walmart just got rolled into some RICO stuff involving the cartels, that he was moving money and product internationally for the cartels using Walmart logistics.
Oh, jeez.
If he's doing it, who else? FedEx, UPS. Nobody checks them.
That's crazy. I don't even think about things like that.
And there's no point, because there's nothing we can do about it other than know that these are ambush predators, right? These are ambush predators. And I've spent too much of my time focusing on that. That's probably why it broke my brain. But
do you think that they're already aware here in the area, like the law enforcement and everything? Do you think they're already aware that this is happening in here, or is this something that I should like reach out to?
they're aware. They're just not going to say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know, I used to be a probation officer here in the county that I live in, and we would get together and have different, what do you call them? Like, my mind's going blank. Where you like a learning day or whatever, and get in our hours, and they would come in and do a workshop about MS-13, about
Used
things
to
like
be.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a minute ago, but
It was a minute ago.
yeah, but I mean, so I know that they have these things, and otherwise, if I didn't have that job, I would have never heard all this information
Yeah.
that was going on in the city that I live in. I just wonder, is the cartel hijacking cars in the city I live in right now?
If they are, they're not going to tell you. It won't be on the news. Something you could definitely do if you feel, I mean, it's on your heart kind of thing and on your mind, is reach out to your PD on the, whatever, and say, hey, I just want to let you know of a weird incident that happened. It's kind of close to 24. I know they jack cars like that, or at least I've heard they've jacked cars like that in other places. I don't know if this is, the first attempt or second attempt, or if they're going to try it again, or if this is something you've heard. But the different law enforcement agencies I've dealt with in the past, like, they're keenly aware of things. Not all of them. I mean, there's a lot of idiots, right? In anything.
Yeah.
But they're just like, what are we going to do other than, tell people they're sorry? I mean, I think the fact that we haven't heard about it in the news would tell me that you're going to get out alive. They're just stealing your car, right? Like, if you start dropping bodies, that makes headlines.
Yeah. I could,
Especially a blonde white lady on the news. Nope.
I could, just to feel like I'm at least bringing awareness to other people. I can maybe like just post a TikTok about it or something, or I don't know, or take something from this and post it, do something. I just want to warn other women somehow that this is happening.
That's one that men get, is they'll have a woman broken down on the side of the road or in a parking lot, and a guy will pull over in a truck, to come out, and he's like, hey, ma'am, can I help you? And she's like, yeah. And then another truck will scream up. 3 dudes jump out with guns. He gets, fucking schwacked, thrown to the face pavement.
Oh, what was it? It was literally just a couple months ago. There was this whole thing, and they got busted because the lady who they hit from behind had cameras in her, had back cameras, so she could see out front and back. And somebody hit her from behind, and then somebody else came and showed up, and there were multiple people in the car. You could see them like climbing over the seats, and they made it look like it's a woman, and it was really a man had been driving the car that hit her. And it was just this whole, they all got, because of cameras.
Yeah. Yeah. Were they Hispanic?
They were.
Yeah. Yeah. There's certain crime that fits certain things. Serial killers are usually white dudes, is what it is. Looters are usually African American, or if you're going to get mugged on the street, something like that. Smash and grabs, it's an African American ass crime. Ambush is very Hispanic. It goes in line with the different cultural norms.
It's so crazy.
An
ambush is terrifying. One person coming at you is scary enough, but you got like more than one, 2 or more. That's terrifying.
You want to hear a fun fact?
No, because it's not going to be fun. It's going to be terrifying.
Well, I mean, it's interesting, right? If you can disconnect yourself from the root of it and just understand, just take it for an academic point, that when terrorists in the Middle East, when they were abducting and doing horrible things to people and showing those films around, they were inspired by cartels.
Oh, jeez.
Cartels are
So,
leading the
like, the
way and
cartels are
have
like
led the
the
way.
OG.
Look at the history. Look at the history of the indigenous tribes there, the Mayans, whatever, like cutting people's hearts out, ritual sacrifices while it still be like it's a cultural thing that goes through for them. So to do these unbelievably heinous, strange acts,
Yeah, some of
you
that's
know,
more norm for them than it is to
yeah,
us, and
not
yeah.
to mention things that haven't made it here yet, and I fear one day will, bodies hanging from overpasses, things like that. It's if something isn't done, it's this is out of control. It's out of control. Like the thing is, no one realizes there has been a war in cartel land on the border, the southern border of the United States for 30 years.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
racking real bodies. Um, and they've adapted. They've adapted. They would get a vehicle like yours, send it off to their own up armor shop because that way they don't. There's no because if you sell armored vehicles, there's records unless you have your own machine shop that you've taken over and appropriated, and you can start funneling vehicles that you can swap the VIN on from, ones from impound lots or whatever. Swap the plates or just roll with them in Mexico because you don't need no plates. They just put their, affiliation of the cartel on the back, and everyone leaves them alone.
Okay, so let me ask you. So the guy that was sitting at the ATM when I pulled up, and he was just sitting there and had been there for a minute because I saw the car sitting there when I first got the idea, hey, I should go to the bank.
Mhm.
Um, is he just sitting there waiting to see? Like, what if
Mhm.
I had pulled up in some fucking beater, you know?
He'd have pulled off.
And he'd have just got out of the way, came back
Yeah.
and waited again?
Mhm. Think about that area though. Think about where you are. What is the likelihood of him being able to grab someone at the ATM? So first, think of people who use ATMs, people who would use ATMs in that area, access to the highway. You're in a very suburban-esque environment. Odds are very good to grab an SUV or a truck there. That's going to be newer.
One thing that I did think about that later, like when I got home and after I called Mike and stuff, I was like thinking there were so many ways for them to get out. That's one thing. That bank and that place, I can think of there's 1, 2, 3,
Mhm.
4, 5 different ways out of that parking lot
Yeah.
because it's like a shopping center that they could have
Mhm.
back on a back road that fast.
Yeah.
Ah!
I mean, it's that. It's that's it be what it be. You know what I mean? That's the world.
What would they have done to me? Like, they're just gonna come pull a gun on me and tell me to get out of the car, take my car and
Probably.
go, and just leave me standing in
Yeah.
the parking lot?
90% chance. Depends on what you're wearing. Depends on how long they've been there. You
I
know what I
mean,
mean? I
I'm
mean, that's
I'm almost 50. I don't think I'm like, that's not something I worry
one
about anymore, you know?
with these groups you should. That's a trademark of them, man. They don't care if they're 13 or 60.
Blech.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Uh, they understand the wolf, right? You understand its nature. Fences are a good reason. Having dogs are a good reason. Like there's these things stand. If it had been a guy at a large man or whatever in a truck, they would probably have to make a call on the spot, But again, in
Mhm.
suburban America, you're going to grab, Betsy the housewife and her jumbo SUV, and maybe there's a couple kids in there too. They'll just throw them out to the curb too. The thing is, if you're not hearing about it on the news, they're not racking bodies. They're not doing it in Brentwood because it would trigger a response because you're going to have people that have real connections, right?
Yeah, do something
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do something now, governor. He's like,
yeah.
"Oh, yeah,
But
let's
me, who am
now
I
do
gonna call?
statewide
What am I
crack."
gonna
Yeah,
do?
exactly. You
Yeah.
move down the road, right, and you start
Mhm.
getting just suburban Americans in the infill who, maybe have enough money and connections to fight off normal legal battles, but can't do anything at a greater level. Like, they can't get real influence at a state level for
Yeah.
crime, or even in a city, you know what I mean? That's a thing that goes on. It's like, drug trafficking. Like, if you see a very new-esque U-Haul coming out of Arizona or Southern California, it's probably loaded with drugs, right? Like, it is.
Man.
You know what I mean? There's very good likelihood. Um, so there's a lot of that, how things move, how things ship, that aspect of things. But I think you did everything 1,000%. I'm really glad because you're my sister and I love you. I'm glad you're okay. And it's a good lesson to learn,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I mean, well, growing up where we grew up, I think, it's kinda second nature to always be paying attention. I always scan the room every time I walk into it.
It's just good instincts.
I just yeah, I don't enter a hallway. I don't do yeah, it's just the way we were, you
Yeah.
know, just the
It's
way we
good
were brought
instincts.
up. Yeah. But I've just never, in a million years thought that staying that far behind the car at an ATM would ever be for my benefit.
Always.
In my mind,
Ex
it has always been for their benefit.
Fuck them. Yeah, stay back so you can pull your wheels out, or be willing to jump a curb. And unfortunately, a lot of those ATMs, the way they built it and block it in, they say, well, it's for your safety to keep people from trying to.
No, you're stuck in
They,
there.
they
You're
put you in a
blocked in.
fucking funnel.
Yeah.
Like, this is the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
That's a bad idea. Putting ATMs next to the wall on a bank is a terrible idea, but they don't care. See, the thing is, banks are infinitely more aware of these statistics than probably the cops in any of these areas until they find out what's going on. It's like, I bet if we could, and I guarantee the police have reports on it, if we could pull their stolen vehicle reports, it'll be from the nicer areas where there is less police presence. Because those nice strip centers and malls and stuff purposely tell cops, we don't want to see cop cars drive around here. It makes people uncomfortable. That's exactly where I'm going to go steal a car or a catalytic converter from. I don't have to worry about the cops' response time. You don't commit crimes where you're going to get caught. You commit crimes where it's going to take us the longest time to reach. It's like people are always afraid of a nighttime burglary. If someone's breaking into your house at the night, they're fools and you have the greater chance. Real cat burglars operate in the day when they know people are gone. And they're going to put a magnetic cable sticker, whatever cable company is your local one or phone company on the side of the truck. They'll back the van in and no one will think anything of it. It's got a ladder on top. And they'll rob you blind, pull out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is so crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even think about them trying to take my card and think about it trying to take me. It was even as I knew as it was going on in my mind, it was like they just wanted me to take money out for them or something. But you're right, there's a cap. What are they gonna do? All that for $400?
Unless they keep you. So in Mexico, they would abduct tourists, keep them, and have them withdraw the maximum amount. And the bank, at a certain point, I think it's 3 or 4 days of pulling the maximum amount out, will just flag your account until they can get a hold of you. Especially internationally, it might only be 2 days. Then they just, dispose of the person. Get another one.
Lovely.
But is that worth the $800 or no? You know what's worth? That SUV.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all you got, you're fishing, right? You're fishing. Yeah, I think the reason the other truck took so long to show up is the guy was probably busy playing on his phone. Because that's got to be incredibly boring. You're just sitting there. Every surveillance team, there's a reason you do surveillance in pairs, right? You can't do it by yourself.
Yeah.
You get bored. You got to zone out.
But I mean, it was just 3 or 4 minutes. It wasn't that long,
Yeah, you should have been faster though. They should have had you faster. Disappointed. If I was running that crew, it would have been faster.
That's so funny. That is so funny. That's what that look was in the side view mirror. Like, fucker, you're just now getting here.
I was in the middle of that. I like this game. Well, pause.
Golly. No.
I'm proud of you. Even if it wasn't, and it was just happenstance, and that guy got his money and the other guy got quick and out, it doesn't matter. These things happen.
Yeah.
Listen to your instincts. Always listen to your instincts. That's the key.
Yeah. I really, because I don't want to also, you don't want to be you're not a woman, but like, I don't want to be a Karen, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be somebody who's like assuming the worst and, but I just pulled off. I didn't do anything to anybody. Like, and I was still unsure of myself pulling off until I made that loop and passed back by and they were both gone. And then I was like,
and the thing is, predators like that prey on that response. They prey on that. There's so in the Gavin de Becker novel, the Gavin de Becker should be a guidebook given out in all college campuses. And rigorous tests should be given on this thing. There's a woman who was beaten, raped, and was able to survive a serial killer rapist. And she knew the moment he came in, he's like, hey, let me help you with those groceries. And she's like, no, that's okay, I got it. And he's like, no, let me help. And he grabs it, and she didn't want to be rude. She's like, I don't want to be. I'm being silly.
Yeah.
Even though everything in her told her wrong. And then he bring him in, shut the door, knocked her unconscious, and she had a horrible time. But before he could kill her, he just kind of told her, he's like, don't you make a sound. And she was compliant the entire time. As soon as he left the room, she went out the balcony window. Right. And jumped to the next one. And that saved her life because this guy had killed multiple people before her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just, whoa. And with you, the same thing as you're pulling away, that feeling in the head of this is social awkwardness. I'm being this isn't.
I did. I did. I actually thought as I'm pulling away, I wonder what they're thinking about me. Like, why did she just leave? Is she that impatient? Is she that much of a
What
bitch that she
bitch?
can't wait another minute? You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Set that one up for you, damn it. Gosh. But I did think that. But like I said, I was redeemed when I drove back by and they were gone.
Mhm.
Because
There's like,
yeah,
yeah, it's trust your instincts. Don't worry if you feel stupid or guilty or someone's they're gonna call me Karen. Fucking call me Karen. I don't care. Nothing happened. See, no, I don't care that nothing happened this time. I'm
yeah,
not gonna reinforce something that is gonna get me killed or, get me in a real bind later. That's
yeah,
not acceptable.
yeah,
Like no is a complete answer. I say no, no. That's something in our house with our kids. Someone says no, it's no. No is a complete sentence. You have the right to back that up. No justification needs to be given.
yeah,
No.
exactly.
Um, it's it's a dangerous world, man. There's wolves.
Yeah,
There's
it is.
wolves.
Yeah,
Like when the road blockages and people were surrounding cars and things like that. At that time, I upgraded in the car because a firearm isn't going to be able to disperse a crowd. And it's as much as I hate sunroofs, it's the reason I like to make sure there's a sunroof in the vehicle. Is you can get that bear spray, pull back the sunroof, stick your hand out, and spray it around the car.
yeah.
It's going to suck on the inside too, but I promise you, everyone's going to get out of your way. That's
Dang.
miserable.
We're talking about a first date for men and women and
Yeah.
the difference. And I think something that I was thinking about the other day that, of course, I mean, I've been married for 20 something years now. I can't tell you exactly. It's 20 something, 22, 23, somewhere in there.
Mhm.
I never used to think about when I would meet people and date them. Yeah, I would fear for my life. I would fear for my safety. I would worry, is
Mhm.
he going to be a bad guy?
Mhm.
That bad guy level never reached kids. I never used to think that way. The last couple of decades and internet and the awareness that everybody has now of how many predators, how many child predators there are out there, uh, it's something that I never yeah, they were there when we were kids, but
Mhm.
we didn't have the awareness. We didn't know. And, so when I was young and I was dating, it's not something that I was like, "I wonder if he likes kids." Ew, that wasn't but if I were
Yeah.
dating now, that would be another thing that I would have to be, like, paying extra attention to, like, above and beyond. Now, I already was. When I got together with Mike, he had his, I had mine. I'm sorry, but he never gave my daughter a bath, never. It
Yeah.
was yeah, I didn't need him to, and there was no reason for him to.
Yeah.
We came together, she was mine before we came together, she was 3. He never needed to give her a bath. It wasn't something it was never a conversation, it was never a thing. Now his boys were what, 6 and 8. I did help them get in the shower, but all I did was start the shower for them, get it on, and then I left. Like, you have to walk such soft boundaries when it
Not
comes to
just
little kids. And
oh, yes.
I
Yes.
just I couldn't imagine trying to filter through people in my life like that at this point because they're everywhere.
They definitely seem to be. It's so this is fun fact, which is not fun at all. Uh, perpetrators and offenders are men, traffickers are women.
Unfortunately, I agree with you because of so much that I've seen, and I don't
It's
now
weird.
that's fucking twisted because I
It's
don't, as a
fucking
woman,
twisted.
know how they're getting women to do it other than,
As a
what
man, I don't get how dudes are it's a fucking kid, bro.
oh, I know.
Like, it's what's going on, man. Like, this isn't how it is, let alone a woman who's supposed to be motherly and nurturing is so twisted that they're profiting.
Yeah,
You just I
yeah.
mm,
When I worked at the probation office, and I worked in, misdemeanor, so I didn't work in felonies, and, but I was stationed in court in circuit court, so that's where all the felonies went, and so a lot of people that I had on my caseload, a lot of people that one day a week I was up in felony court, and the shit that I listened to, uh, the preliminary hearings that they would do just to get it up to circuit court, I mean, we're talking about, moms who knew that Uncle so and so got out and were letting them stay in their daughter's room, in their daughter's closet because it was big enough, you know? These things, it's just like, oh my God. Talking to other probation officers, I remember once talking to one guy, he actually, um, he had the predators on his caseload, and I was like, how do you do your job? Like, what's that like on a visit? And he was like, I'll tell you one guy that he had. And he went on to tell me how this guy, he had to see him every single week. And it was part of his job was, I don't know what kind of therapy they called it because he's a probation officer. He's not a therapist, which is also another fucked up thing we could talk about. But he had to make that guy every time he came in, tell me, okay, what did you do? And why is that wrong? Every time. And I was like, so what did he do? He's like, you don't want to know. He's like, you don't. And he wouldn't tell me. But he did say that this guy, if he sees an infant, a toddler, if it is in a diaper and it is walking, he's got a hard on. And I can't make sense of that. Like I can't
wood chipper. Wood chipper.
Yeah, like one and done, dude.
Fuck,
this one never should have made it all the way through. This one should have made it through the womb. Like
into prison, into Gen Pop. That's where that guy goes. Let the other animals sort out the natural order of things. And that's the thing is those fuckers like that, they get out so early and they get off so easy is because it requires so much more to secure them. And so many prisons are these for-profit institutions that they don't want to get sued by these family members, you know what I mean? Or whoever. They can't ensure the safety all the time. So unless it's truly heinous stuff, you're probably going to walk, and it's mind blowing. You're just turning these predators loose. Way too much. Yeah. Way too much.
I feel like just put them all in a cage together, but
that's what General Pop and I used to joke about this. I wish I could, but I think it would slightly be like paid for murder. But like every time a child molester or something got ganked in prison, I wish there was a website that would post like who the guy is who ganked that guy and like a link to
let that be a warning to you all.
No, to like donate money to his.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna buy that guy some honey buns. I got money going there every month. I'm gonna take care of you. Yeah, not a problem. I didn't ask him to. He just did it. But I feel like, good deeds should get rewarded. That's what I teach my kids.
That's
I'm gonna buy you some soups. You're living good on Doritos and real Cokes tonight. I got you. Get some summer sausage.
You're a dork. Oh, they get that sausage, all right.
Yeah. That's man. The criminal system's so broke up. It's like, so what are you in here for? It's like, I was smuggling pot. Oh. Well, now you're gonna get raped by a bunch of dudes. Like, sorry, what?
Oh,
like, I don't feel like this punishment meets my crime.
One of the interesting things that my degree in criminal justice taught me is that in prison, 46% of men willingly engage in homosexual activity. 46% willingly engage in homosexual activity. Okay. So like, if you go to jail, I'm going to be questioning you when you come out because that's a lot of motherfuckers. Like it's people you don't think are okay with it until they don't have a choice. And then they're okay with it. Now women was like 75%.
Of course.
Women. And now I'm like, I might break a law.
You say
I go experience the other side.
You say that, but think about this. All right.
If you say how many STDs are floating around, I don't want to hear it.
No, I was going to think about how all the cycles are going to sync up and what that smell is going to be like for about a week every month.
Dude, I smelled the smell. They came in to report.
Nah, but you weren't locked in there with it.
Like I don't even like Captain D's, but Captain D's came to visit me every reporting day.
Yeah, it'd be fucking rough, man.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I mean, here's another thing. Like, I forget the comedian. I think it was Bill Burr has a bit on like the difference between, why straight men and lesbians get along so well. It's because they both understand women are the problem. It's like gay guys. They're happy as clams. They're unbelievably happy. They're so happy it's obnoxious.
Yeah.
He's like, you go to any bar, it's the lesbian and the straight guy sitting at the bar like, another one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's women. It's all drama. With dudes, it's just sex or, just move on. It's easy.
Yeah. I don't know, not my bag. I just like that comedic take. I was like, oh, that's funny. But yeah, as far as your you're escaping potential, auto theft. Probably what it was.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You say that makes sense.
Yeah,
And that's scary. That's scary because that's literally 2 miles from my house.
you're Nashville you're Nashville adjacent now though, and Nashville's getting sketchy.
That is something to think about. Yeah, we have grown a lot,
Yeah, you're
and
Nashville adjacent.
yeah, and that was right next to the interstate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pop on there, pop on 20. I mean, think about it. And what, from Nashville, 3 hours? They're in Memphis?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
it's 3.5 hours to Memphis, 3.5 hours to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either one of those, it's chopped,
Yep.
done, moved,
Mhm.
crated. Honestly, Atlanta's a probably take Atlanta to Savannah. If you're trying to move vehicles,
Mhm.
it's,
Or
put them on
yeah.
containers. Change the VINs, put them on containers. Nobody's checking all those containers. Or just drive it straight to Mexico. Once you it's obviously all these things have OnStar and recall systems set, but they're like, why aren't they getting them all back? How are they still able to? Because the thing OnStar doesn't want to tell. Well, you can get a GPS blocker, plug it in. We can't tell. And they'll pull over to the side of the road somewhere, disable it, remove it, because you can watch a YouTube video on how to do that.
Mhm.
You're never getting it back.
There you go. Well, I'm glad that did not happen because I really like my car, and that would have been such a pain in the ass. I would have been traumatized forever if I lived.
They would have took the SUV. They wouldn't have took your car. Your car's too. See, like if you put an APB out on your car going down the road, you're going to see that. You put one out on your SUV, the cop sitting on the side of
Oh,
the road
no,
just
when I
got
say car,
500.
I meant when I
Yeah.
said car, I meant I didn't mean my little car. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but you're generically colored and everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. It's like X color SUV of this description and size. Like
They're
I saw
everywhere.
700 of them in the last hour.
Literally, your wife and I, last time I came to visit, I realized she pulled up in her work truck, and I was like,
Same
"We
thing.
have the same fucking car."
Yeah, it's super common
Yeah.
among utilities to
Uh-huh.
have it's
Yeah,
utility vehicles get stolen all the time too,
I'm sure.
and equipment. Like if you're stealing heavy equipment for something, then you want to get it off. Don't go to a construction site. Go to a utility site. Yeah, they're going to call the cops. They may or may not have security. It's going to take the process a lot longer to get going than a contractor who may really be plugged in locally. Especially if he's got heavy equipment sitting around, he might actually be able to call the fucking mayor and the chief of police,
Yeah.
Like there's a difference in who you mess with.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad you escaped. I'm glad everything was okay.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah.
Scary
It's
now
scary.
that it's over and thinking back about it, like,
Yeah, just keep analyzing and tell your daughter, tell your sons, like anyone driving a decent, nice vehicle, like they need to be aware. Like if this isn't the only way they do it, I mean, there's always for men, it's usually the broken down in a parking lot will get a lot of guys. People are like, how come you didn't stop and help that lady? I don't know who the fuck that lady is. I don't know who that is. I've watched countless hours of a little old lady on the side of the road and then dudes show up with ARs. You know what I mean? Like
nobody
nope.
cares.
Nope. Yeah, I'm not playing with that. That's what AAA's for, right? I'll call a cop and say, "Hey, I saw someone broke down on the side of the road. You should go check that out."
Yeah.
He gets paid to do that. Like I got to go home to my 5 kids,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my life.
Yeah.
Anywho. Well, I love you, big sister. I'm glad we got to talk about this. This was good.
Yeah, I love you too. Thanks for listening.
Yep.
Glad I'm alive to talk to you today. Glad there's no ransom.